welcome back to my channel. This is Lorien with the Wellington Witch. Thank you so much for being with me today. This is going to be your bi-weekly reading starting from the 3rd of August and going all the way through to I think it's the 17th of August. It'll be in the title anyway, I'll confirm the date of the last one, but around the 17th. We start the 2 weeks off. Oh, we've got some ink and charcoal around here. We start the 2 weeks off with a full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd of August, so we'll be going in a little bit with that. This reading is to do with your sun, your moon and your rising sign. You can look at your Venus. I would recommend that you just focus on the main three, otherwise it gets a little bit complicated. And as always, thank you so much for commenting, sharing, liking, subscribing, making sure that you click on the alert bell. Some of you are kind of like first responders. I just see you immediately coming up whenever I put on a video. So thank you so much for everybody who's spending the time with me today. So hopefully we'll get some good information. We're doing a little bit differently this time. We have the Moonology Oracle deck, we have the Druidcraft Tarot, but we still have the runes. And it's going to go 2 cards for love, 2 cards for career, and general overview along with these 2 here. So that's enough rambling from me, but if you do want a reading based on anything I say in these readings online, or if you have a question that you'd like me to look into for you, all the ways is to get in touch and get a reading from me are down below in the description box. All that housekeeping out of the way now, let's get into your readings and I'll speak to you guys very soon. Hello beautiful Aries, welcome to your reading. Let's have a look and see what's coming up for Aries Sun, Moon, Rising. That feels like you. So we're going to do 2 for love, 2 for career and overview, and hopefully we'll get some information that's really good for you to use. This, if you're Aries rising, you'll have your full moon in Aquarius, which will be in your 11th house of social life, your income from your job and career, feeling more like you are probably going into side quests, almost. It's like you're going into side ventures. It could be about siblings as well, social life again, lots and lots of things that I think there's a lot of information coming in. Anyway, let's have a look. Don't worry, I will bring these up for you. Okay. So, in your love area, you have 5 of Swords and Rebirth, which is the Judgment card. You have the Princess of Cups and the High Priest, which is normally the Hierophant. And then you have the 9 of Swords, you have the 4 of Wands and the Star. But don't worry, we will start with love. Woo! Just throwing things around. Okay. So with these 2, it's 5 of Swords and Rebirth. I think you are going into something new. In regards to emotional things, I think maybe you've had some conflict, tension in the past, maybe some defeats. There seems to have been some letdowns in the past, which may lead for some of you to be very distrustful of people who seem very overly friendly or overly, you know, hi, it's me. You just don't trust people who seem to be, I don't know, too friendly. But I do get from here the 5 of Swords. In this defeat you have learned a lot. So in previous arguments with a loved one, or you know, if you're coupled, or if you have had a disappointment with a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever in the past as well, it just feels like you are growing from this now. You've had this sort of lesson, which is where you rebirth. You may have had some time off dating. For those of you who are single, you may have just decided to work on yourself and now you're coming out very new. You're answering your inner calling. I think the same for a lot of people who are coupled and they've had to deal with this whole situation. You have a new understanding of the relationship you have. It's going to show you different things and different edges, I think, to the relationships that you've received. Like, this isn't not just romantic. This could be people you love very dearly, and you now see them in a different light, or you see the relationships in a different light, because previous disappointment, the current situation, and now you're coming out of maybe the quarantine, maybe you're coming out of something different, but it's definitely with a different perspective or an additional perspective. And this is you being able to refresh yourself. This is you answering that call to be yourself, be 100% you. This is you stepping into your own. So if you are about to enter a new relationship or you're looking for one, definitely make sure that you've ticked off the lesson page. You've learned from that, you've walked away from that, or you've had to suffer a loss, or you've had to defeat somebody else. There could have been a third party. This is for a very small percentage of you, but you're now moving away from that. You're actually done generating like a cocoon, and you're now coming out the other side much more learned and with a lot of additional wisdom. So I think that this is almost to the end now of something, and you're almost ready to step out and claim things for yourself. Now in work, the Princess of Cups is very strong, as is the High Priest. So the Princess of Cups, normally the page, she is very much about messages and having that inward message, maybe just to tell yourself that you have got what it takes. This is a very synchronized, creative way of communicating with yourself, just being very intuitive, you know, maybe even manifesting something small just to prove that you can. So it could be a little bit of an email from somebody. It could be, you know, communicating with a big boss man. But I feel like you're in something very traditional, or very like a conglomerate-y type thing here, because it does feel like there's a system in place, and it maybe conforming to the group is required a little bit here in work. I do feel as well education is coming through, so maybe you are trying to get all the forms done or something, but your belief systems, I think, are going to affect the group or affect the people that you work with, whether they are clients or in the system, so to speak. It feels like your presence and your influence is going to be very well met. And I also feel like there's a lot of potential here for you to grow and show more about yourself than what you have previously done. It's almost like you haven't been challenged enough yet. Now, some of you might be like, hey, hang on, Lorien, I've been challenged plenty this year. I do not need anything else. It just feels like you're showing that you can handle a challenge. You're showing that there's a lot of positivity coming from you being around. So I do think that you're going to impress some people that may be very stuck in a system, that they now see you with more creativity, more synchronicity, and in a knowing that what you're doing is right. So with the overview, you have the Nine of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Star. Now, I think Capricorn had these two here as well. So if you have Capricorn in your top three, that's also something that I think is coming out for you doubly so. The Nine of Swords is about anxiety, basically, and a bit of worry. Well, a lot of worry. But it's about the stability, recuperation here, the home, the marriage. You may be a little bit too despairing of being cooped up, I think. Something you just like, when's it going to change? When's it going to change? I need a sign. Well, here it is, the Star. So I think with these three, it's very much you. There's an anxiety, like I said, coming in. Trying to get the right word. It's not... Okay, so I feel like there's a persistence that you've done. You've done a lot. I think you've worn out. You're preparing maybe to step out into social circles again, stepping out into something again. But you've been worn out. Something has mentally taxed you, and maybe emotionally taxed you as well. But I think that the harmony that you have here, the potential for stability, the potential for creating something homely, creating or you're part of the furniture, you know, just they're really, really stable in your life and other people's, that's coming in. And I do feel that the signs, the signals that you've been asking for are coming in. So again, maybe you want to test manifestation, and this is coming through going, yeah, I can do that for you. Something that you ask for out of despair is, or have asked for out of anxiety, is coming to you. And it's just a sign from the star here that everything's here. Everything's here. You can work with it. You can use it. It is yours. Here I am. That's what I feel here. It is yours. Here I am. Proving it. There's proof coming. Proof that you can do it. Not that I think you ever doubt yourself. But you're proving you have what it takes. Proving you've got it. Proving you have something additional. You're the je ne sais quoi, you know? Let's have a look. Okay, you. Okay, you are you are good enough. You're proving, this full moon in Virgo, you're proving that you have what it takes, that you have something to give people, that you have, you know, something different, an edge to provide people. You are showing up and showing out and saying, look, I deserve this. And then the universe is delivering on that higher energy, that harmony, that feeling of rebirth here, that feeling of I'm coming out of it. And you know what? I may have doubted myself around this time, but I am good enough. I am going to take what I want and I'm going to do what I need to get me on the road again. I think this is really nice. This is a really beautiful reading. Let's have a look at a rune for you. Ooh. Oh, okay, so this came out for Pisces. So this is, guys, this is breakthrough. This is a new enterprise. So again, breaking through, breaking out of something, maybe a mold that people had put you in before, like, oh, this is you, this is always going to be you. You're breaking out of that. You're ascending. You're doing something very, very personal to you. I am just going to pull another rune. Okay. Ah, and again, you got the same one as Pisces, which is blank slate. So again, you're breaking the mold here. Okay, ooh, a different one. So this is Inguas, and this is basically about the masculine energy, really. Just trying to feel what I'm getting from this. I feel this is internal growth. Yeah, this is internal growth. This is kind of like, again, you've been through a cocoon, you've gestated maybe a while, you have done the process of looking within, been the hermit, been this, been that, and you've gone through some changes. And now you're almost there. You know, you're lifting up now. You're coming out of something. And it feels like you're proving again and again and again that you have everything that you need, that you are everything that you need, and that you don't need to necessarily conform to this here to be able to get things done and to be able to impress people. Sometimes if you look at things a different way, you become invaluable. You become the person who people go to when they can't think of how to fix something, or, you know, the process that they need. So you're becoming invaluable to somebody by being you and breaking the mold. So I hope this helps you, Aries, and be sure to let me know in the comments below if this did resonate with you. Always love hearing from you guys. Thank you for subscribing. If you want a reading about this or anything else, all the information is down below. In the meantime, I'm wishing you all the best. Take care of yourselves and each other.